At this rate, I'll be stuck till next year. Story. I had momentum before. Now I'm back at zero. Another story. If someone looked at my output, they wouldn't take me seriously, projecting an external standard and narrative. Then stop, breathe, and take a second. I caught myself, and you can catch yourself too. Remember, again, successful people are people with the least amount of shame. So what we need to do right now is to reduce the shame as much as possible so you can start taking action and realize that whatever it is you do, you will never meet your perfectionistic standards. And just accept that. The shame of not starting, the shame of not finishing, the shame that after all this effort and hoping, it's not even that good. It might get ignored, thrown in the trash. A study actually proved that those who become creative in adulthood aren't people that are more talented or gifted. They're just people who weren't punished or shamed for their creativity and then internalized it, like us. This is key. You might be thinking like, yeah, no shit. But what does this show? This shows that what you need is permission. It's freedom from your shame. So you can let this shame control you, or you can fight to be free. So then, what is shame? Shame isn't like anger or fear. Those are immediate, automatic, animalistic. Shame is what psychologists call a second-order emotion, which sounds kind of weird, but basically what it's saying is anger, laughter, those things are way more direct. It's just a part of your brain lighting up. Shame is a layer above that. Shame is a story about yourself. So here's what they discovered. Shame needs 3 ingredients. Shame needs a story about yourself based on an external judgment that you then generalize about yourself as a whole person. They compare this to something like guilt, right? Because if you feel guilty that your house is a mess, then you clean it up. If you feel guilty that you hurt someone's feelings, you're gonna try to make it up to that person. But if you feel ashamed that you hurt someone's feelings, you're gonna want to hide. Shame is about hiding. You'll feel too exposed. You don't want people to find out the truth about how wrong you are. This is why you don't finish anything. You call it perfectionism, you call it procrastination, but actually, it's because you are hiding. You don't want to know that that turd you've been polishing for the last weeks, months, years is actually not gold. So you keep going, oh, okay, just hold on one second. Let me just do one more thing. Because you don't want people to find out the truth. Remember, again, successful people are people with the least amount of shame. So what we need to do right now is to reduce the shame as much as possible. All right, so we broke down all the ingredients of shame and how it works. So what do we do? So step 1 is breaking the chain. The first thing you have to do is to catch the story and reframe it. When you say, I'm a fraud, realize that it's probably something way more specific that you don't like, that you're then turning into a much bigger story. So you stop, you take a second, you identify exactly what that is, then you address it. It's like a muscle. The more times you do it, the more it will become natural to you. So try this right now. Think back to one thing that you turned into a story and then identify very specifically what it is you should be doing and then write it down. Which leads to step number 2. And here's why being as specific as possible is so important. When there's no clear definition of what's enough, that's how these stories get out of control. Without a defined done state, there'll always be perfectionism. Control what success means today and be as literal and specific as possible. And that's step number 2. It's to control and fix your time. Which leads into skill number 3. What's the opposite of shame? It's confidence. And confidence increases when you keep your promises to yourself. So here's how we attack this from both angles. Make all your promises smaller and more specific, and then accomplish them. That's how you attack it from both sides. You know, us artists, we always have the big vision, the perfectionist masterpiece, high ideal, right? But that's high stakes and super low consistency. You can't just vibe it out and just keep making masterpieces. That's not how it works. You're making every session literally impossible to do. Masterpieces aren't made like that, and you know it. Instead, do low stakes and high consistency. Every project, until it is finished, is an unfinished project. Let me say that again. Every project, until it is finished, is an unfinished project. So if you're building a mansion and every day you look outside and it's not finished, so you're a failure, how long do you think that's gonna go on? But if you wake up and you say, oh, I'm gonna lay down my 5 bricks for today, then your day is a success. And if you keep that on for long enough, the mansion is complete. That's how you should tackle your art. So here's what I want you to do, okay? Write down the big goal, the big promise for yourself, and then underneath it, write the very small goal that you can do today. And then always focus on just the small goal. Never grade yourself on the bigger goal, because that's impossible for you to do today. And here's the final reframe I want you to keep in mind, okay? Disappointment is good. When you're disappointed by something, it means 2 things. It means you actually did something, and it means you have an instinct and a direction for how you can improve it. What is it I don't like? How do I fix it? And just be as specific as possible. Shame only exists relative to other people and what they think. And guess what? No one cares. No one even cares what you did yesterday, all right? That's the biggest irony of all of this. Shame is a story about what other people are thinking about you, and the truth is, no one's thinking about you at all. Trust me, when I finished my manga, I felt incredible. I felt free. But when I tell other people about it, it's like, oh, cool, yo, good job, good on you, buddy, you know, and they go on about their day, right? And they'll probably forget about it the next day. That's just how it is. And that's not, you know, that they have their own life to live, right? So stop giving so much weight and significance to every moment and day of your life and just start living it. That's how much they think about you. That's it. And it's really freeing. It's a great thing.